Guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you've not been here before, this is how it goes. So let's just cut to the walk round. It's another first for me. So this is the Benelli 502C Cruiser. I've been wanting to ride one of these since I first saw one at the NEC show in Birmingham, and I popped into my local Benelli dealers today, which is in Two Moto in Warrington, and they had this one and another one. So they had two, and they've kindly let me take this out today to do a review. So let's have a look round it the usual way. I'll show you what I like. So looks wise, I really like it. It's a very modern take on a cruiser. Twin discs at the front, brakes are quite good, and at the rear we've just got a single disc. I'll do a brake test during the ride so you know how good they are. Nice exhaust out the back, looks like a double barrel shotgun. Makes a decent sound, but it is a standard exhaust and it's Euro compliant and all of that stuff, so it's not particularly noisy, but it sounds quite nice. The seat it's very fitted, I find. So when you get yourself in the seat, you do feel like you are supported at both the front and the back, but it's quite comfortable. You just feel like you're kind of stuck in the bike as opposed to sat on the bike, but it's a nice feel, and the seat is nicely padded, so it's comfortable. A little bit of a backrest, some decent grab handles for your pillion as well. Nice bit of crash protection there, clear lenses there. This is supposed to be a wind deflector of some description. It's as good as useless for me because it doesn't tend to do much. You'll see during a test ride. Buttons on your left hand side, we've got your horn, your indicators, high, low beam, and we've got the flash, so industry standard. So on your right hand side we've just got your engine start, we've got hazard lights, and we've got your engine cut off switch. Nice little screen. We've got all your warning lights on the left and the right hand side, and you can see nice colour screen. You've got a rev meter going on the outside, you've got digital speedo, we've got gear indicators, we've got fuel gauges, temperature gauges, we've got your total miles. A lot of information on a small screen. It's quite nice when it's like this, but you'll see if you watch the test ride, you'll see there's potential issues with that. Watch the test ride to see what I mean. Now, my favourite thing about this style of bike, the seating position, perfect for me. So I'm flat foot, I'm not the tallest person, in fact I'm probably one of the shortest. 5'8" with a 30-inch inseam, but flat foot and with a bit of a bend in the knee as well, so I'm comfortably flat foot, so no issues stopping, starting. As far as manoeuvring around with your feet, quite easy because you're not stretching, so it does roll quite easily when you're sat on the bike and you want to just manoeuvre it around with just walking. No problems with that. But my favourite is we've got the forward controls as well. So when you're riding, back up straight, not stretching for the bars, your legs in a comfortable forward position, and you can sit here for literally hours without any aches and pains. And I've ridden it a while today and I'm loving it so far. It's just a really comfortable bike to ride. Just for people that don't ride generally with forward controls, if you've never done it before, it will feel a bit strange when you first get on, but stick with it because once you've got used to it, honestly, most comfortable riding position you'll ever have. As far as the walk round goes, I think that's going to do me. As per normal, I'm not going to throw loads of facts and figures at you. I'll put all those details at the end if you're interested in that stuff, so make sure you watch to the end. Don't skip because I'll know. Let's just go for a ride. No more talking about it. Let's go and play with it. Now, I say this about a lot of bikes, but I really have been waiting for this bike to come in. The 502C Cruiser. Foot forward controls, really comfortable. I'm in my happy place in this position. Back straight, not stretching. It's just a lovely place to actually plant yourself, and I like the look of it as well. I really like the little TFT screen you can see down there that you can get on something like this that's relatively new. In fact, you can brand new ones of these. You're probably talking less than £6,000 for a brand new bike, and it's a big boy bike as well. This will do some serious speed. The colour I'm not sure about. Not sure about the colour, but other colours are available. The TFT screen, which I was loving a second ago, I can no longer see it now. Don't know if it comes across on camera, but there is a lot of reflection coming from the sun behind me, so I can't see it. That's better. Sun's gone, I can see how fast I'm going again. I could happily cruise around on something like this. The only issue I would have, I don't know how good it would be, or the ability to get some luggage in here. I don't know whether or not that would be something that you could do. I've not seen one with any luggage set up. They seem to not have a lot of room around the back. So as a long distance tourer, I'm unsure, but for something to just cruise around on all day, so far so good. That TFT screen now looks really nice. Loads of detail on there. You can see the rev meter nicely. You can see all of the things that you need to see quite clearly. It's just when the sun hits it, all of that seems to just disappear, and then you can see bugger all. Like now, I can barely see the speedo, but who needs to know how fast you're going anyway? Just joking, officer. Let's try a couple of speed bumps. Let's do the comfort test. So we've got typical UK road, speed bumps all over the place. Suspension is actually quite nice. It just soaks up the bumps. It's not particularly hard on your back or your backside. It's just nice and smooth. Yeah, no issues with that. I picked the road with the most speed bumps I've ever seen in my life. Give it a break with the speed bumps, why don't you? Into Moto themselves have got two currently in stock. There's a pre-registered one that's got about 30 miles on thereabouts, and I'm sure that's about £5,500. So it's a small saving on a brand new bike. But what I like about this is this bike is 12 months old. Now, what I like about that is when you get a bike that is 12 months old, you can start to see wear and tear things. You can see what your new bike would look like after it's been used for a year, because this bike itself has got 5,500 miles, just short, so it has got some mileage to it. And again, I think that is actually a good thing, because again, you can see when you get a brand new bike, especially a newer model, you don't know how it's going to fare. You don't know how the corrosion is going to happen, if at all. So it's nice to actually see one that has been used by somebody for 12 months. And this bike rides still like it's a brand new bike, and that's good, because that's always something that worries me when you think of the cheaper brands. You think, are they going to last? Are they going to be as nice in a year or so to what they were when you rode out the showroom on them? And I can confirm that this bike, yeah, absolutely, everything works as it should, goes into gear nice and smoothly. The accelerator I'm not going to use because they're indicating. I was going to give it a little blip there, but thought better of it. But everything's just nice and tight on it is what I'm getting out. I actually find this more comfortable than my Harley that I recently got rid of. I think it's just because I'm not leaning forward. I'm not stretching with my arms. My back is nice and straight. My legs are forward. It's just a really, I can't stress it enough, it's a really comfortable place to park yourself. It picks up speed nice and smoothly. I wouldn't by any stretch say it was rapid, but that again is not what this bike is for. It's not giving you the same thrills that you'd get out of a sports bike. It's a cruiser, and that's what it is. It's not trying to be anything other than a cruiser. But again, oh, that's so frustrating with that. That screen is a pain. As soon as any sun gets on that, you cannot see anything at all. Can't see how fast I'm going now. Get a little bit of shade or get to where the sun's not behind your head, and then you can see it quite nicely. It appears, but very frustrating that you can't just see it. See it really nicely now. This might as well not be here, because riding this bike, it does feel like there is no wind protection whatsoever. I'm getting blown away from all angles. Again, not an issue, because for me, cruisers, the majority of them anyway, they have little to no wind protection, and it's just the style of bike, isn't it? So I'm not going to complain about that. I've owned a Benelli myself, absolutely loved my TNT, great little bike, and I had no issues with it whatsoever. Now the thing is, a lot of people look at certain brands, and I do think we are becoming brand snobs. And there'll be a lot of people in the comments, I'm sure, that will refer to this as being cheap and everything else, but it is cheap. You know, there's no denying it. It's a cheap bike. How many cruisers with this engine size can you buy for less than £6,000? Other than that, because I'm not a massive fan of the wind or lack of wind protection, but other than that, which just feels a little bit cheap and flimsy, everything else about this bike seems well made, and there's a nice finish to it. All of the 500 range that Benelli do, apparently they're doing 750 versions of all of those bikes, so there's going to be quite a few new models coming to the market, and I can't wait, because I'm a massive fan of bikes that basically are available for the masses. You don't have to be unbelievably wealthy to be able to go out and buy one. They're not £20,000, you're talking £6,000 or less, and that for me, I just hope continues for a long time. But anyway, I've loved this bike. It handles well, it performs well, it's comfortable, and if you're looking for a cruiser or a modern take on a cruiser, then please do consider one of these bikes. I'm back at Into Moto. I'm going to give this back to the guys, and I don't want to because I like it. So if you're interested, Into Moto, websites on the phone numbers there. I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.